Good morning, and thank you so much for staying tuned. Thank you so much for joining us on another episode of SECURITY247 on Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. My name is Richard Amuwa. This show is brought to you by Lagos State Government, and we want to tell you that Lagos State Government cares for you, cares for your security, and cares for your safety. On today's show, we will be looking at what Lagos State is doing with children, and that is child safeguarding in Lagos State. You can also say child security. So I have with me in the house today because I really want to go straight because there's a lot to teach. There's a lot to you to know what Lagos State government is doing around child safeguarding and what they are doing and doing it very, very well. Because my guest today is the state coordinator of child protection networks in Lagos. That are the group of NGOs, put together, working for children, parents, and every one of you out there in Lagos. And I'm very sure that a lot of you do not know that there are some things you do to your children and you go for it. She's going to be explaining so many things to us today, but hopefully before the show runs out, I'm going to be telling you some of the issues, some security issues in Lagos that you need to know quickly. That will be towards the end of the show, but because of my time, let me quickly bring in my guest. We call her Aderonke Oyelakin. Madam, how are you doing?
I'm fine. Thank you for having me here today.
Thank you so much. I think this is our second time being on the show together.
Yes, please.
But not here.
Not here yet.
I'm so excited. When you work with your friend and you know somebody you work with and you see every day, you talk every time, and somehow you're on the radio together, there is this difference it makes. So, child safeguarding. To a layman out there, what is child safeguarding to a layman?
Okay, when you want to talk about safeguarding, it's so simple, and I will look at it through the eye of what the Lagos State government has done and has defined it in our child protection policy. We have a safeguarding and child protection policy of the 2016 by Governor Ambode, and it clearly defines safeguarding as a term which is broader actually than child protection, because people mix child safeguarding with child protection. They are totally different things. Okay. But child safeguarding it relates to any action you take or is taken to promote the welfare of children and protect them from harm. Okay. So whatever we are doing, any action we are putting together, whether in policies, whether in implementation, everything we are doing to ensure children's safety from harm, from anything that can cause maltreatment or preventing impairment of child's health or children's health and development, anything we can do that put together to ensure they are being protected from harm is safeguarding. Okay.
And this very policy was Lagos State government put it together.
Yes.
For every one of us.
Yes, for every one of us. It's also you can download it online. It's called Lagos State Safeguarding and Child Protection Policy, and it has everything that has to do with the protection of children in Lagos State, whether they are in schools, whether they're in the worship centers, any environment that you find children, they must be protected and safeguarded at all times. And this policy is very clear on that. So
how many of these people, schools for example, where children are gathered and that knows about this safeguarding policy? Okay,
well, so actually we have already started emphasizing the need for every school, and I was privileged to be part of the team with the Lagos State government that went to visit some schools. We have we went to visit some schools in Lagos State, over 250 schools last year, and we were able to check whether they are actually following the safeguarding policies already in place, or whether do they even have it? Are they aware of it? Even teachers, are they aware of it? So we are actually taking the right step in the right direction. We have started to disseminate this information. And we hope that all schools, not all schools, they're already aware, but not all schools already put this policy so blank and open for every child to read. As you come into a school, you're supposed to see it on the board. Yes, everybody should see that this is what the school stands for. This school will ensure the protection, the safeguarding of every child. As long as they are in this school premises, ensure their safety and carry it on horse. So every school is supposed to have it well pasted in front of their school where everyone can come and see it. But not all schools are actually following that guideline. So that's why we're actually visiting. The task force is visiting to ensure that every school complies. And the compliance level is not so encouraging. But we want to ensure that every school has this information. So we actually simplified it as well. Because the book is not so bulky.
Not so bulky, yeah.
But we've simplified it for even the children themselves to be aware that such policies exist. And every teacher, everyone working with children must sign it. So if you go to a care center, for instance, maybe a church, the teachers working with the children supposed to have known that there's a policy for safeguarding them while they're in church or they're in mosque. And every teacher that comes in contact with them should sign this policy as well. But how many of our worship centers have this?
Is it because, can we say because government is not really tough on them? That's why, because like you said, I've gone to several places. I know about safeguarding as a child protector, but I realize that in so many institutions that that house children, that they don't have it.
And that's why the enforcement is very key. It's one thing for you to have a policy, it's another thing to implement it and enforce it. And that's where the task force, it comprises of the DSVA, the Safety Commission, the Education Quality Assurance, the Ministry of Youth, Social Workers. So, and CPN is also part of it. We are to ensure, we can't do it all alone, but we have to ensure that this policy is well implemented.
Okay, and I think we need to look at that policy quickly and let people know that in case, because there's some things you will do that is against the law. A lot of people do not know. We're going to look at it because I know that Lagos State government under this present administration, even with the First Lady, are very, very concerned about children in Lagos State. And that's why, in fact, according to what I read, that Lagos State actually is the first state
to actually have such a
policy in Nigeria.
Yes, such a policy, yeah.
So, but it's wanted to have it and it's wanted to
implement and enforce it. Yes.
So, for our listeners listening to us right now, they are running schools and
crèches,
churches,
even play centers, swimming pool,
for instance, yeah.
You go to swim, there are no lifesavers or lifeguards. You just no swimming instructor, and children are left to be on their own.
So we're going to look at the implications.
Facility, it is wrong.
Okay. So is there any implication for those who do not have it here on this policy?
Of course there is. We have implications, and they should also face the wrath of the law.
Okay, I'm going to come back to you. Let me, my producer, I'm going to give you a few minutes to go for your traffic break. When we come back, we're going to look at the implication of not really having child safeguarding policy in your institution, either school, or crèches, what we call mosques, churches, everywhere children are put together because it's very important and because Lagos State government cares. Don't forget, this is SECURITY247 on Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. My name is Richard Amuwa and my guest is Aderonke Oyelakin. This program is powered by Lagos State government. Stay tuned, we'll be back.
It's still Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. Quickly, for those around Obagunusi Road, if you are within Obagunusi Road environs, we learned from Traffic Manager Awotola and his team that the men of the Lagos State Public Works are doing some palliative works. That's the construction work at VIS in North Kosoko. Again, there is the presence of the Lagos State Public Works undergoing a construction work at VIS in North Kosoko. Thereby, of course, traffic will be affected a bit. However, Traffic Manager Wotel and his team are there to ensure that you have good movement within the location. If you're also around Ikorodu environs, that's within Oguluntu corridor, and you're coming from Aruna, heading towards Agric intersection down to Antikeni, we have it steady there. Oguluntu intersection is good. Majido Asolo Itowolo is is also good. Same applies with the return journey. However, Ogolonto inwards Obaseko Madi down to Ibute Police Post is also good. Igbogbo isn't bad either, and the return journey is brilliant and fantastic. Report to reaching us here says that we have no impediment, so please drive safely and do not impede the flow of traffic with any form of impediment. In case of emergencies, connect with the Lagos State Emergency Team using 767 or 112 and 122 within the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway.
SECURITY247 on Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. My name is Richard Amuwa. Thank you so much for staying tuned. Thank you for always being part of this show. I'm going to really open up the line on time so that you can be part of this show. In case you want to ask any question, wherever you are right now, you can ask Madam Aderonke Oyelakin any question as regard to child safeguarding policy in Lagos State, what is it all about, like we're discussing right now. Hopefully in the next 2-3 weeks we're going to do a lot of things about children security. It's very, very important for you to know some things. So next week again we're going to look at other stranger danger, that is how do you leave your children with strangers, and what do you do? I'm going to be having a guest too. So guys, it's a bumper package for us on this program. So the number is 08099120777. I take it again, 08099120777. 09153877127. Please call in, ask question if there's anything you want to know. Don't forget, we are discussing child safeguarding. You said something that child safeguarding and child protection, there are two different things. So can you, break it, just for a minute before we go to what I asked you, so that people can understand what it means for child protection and child safeguarding.
Okay, so when we talk about child protection, is the process of protecting individual children identified as either suffering or likely to suffer. That means that child is suffering or likely to suffer. So you are protecting that child from a significant harm as a result of the abuse or neglect or what that child has actually experienced. It's now involved the measures and the structures you are now designed to prevent or respond to that abuse or the neglect. If you look at mother hen will cover this child or children, the chicks, when it sees a potential harm. You see that? But the process, when you now begin to put some measures in place, the act of you saying that, I don't want this thing to happen, I'm taking actions, even so that mother hen will not even see us at all. I don't have to be using my feathers or to cover those chicks. That is what we call safeguarding. You put in all those checks, all those measures in place so that there will be no harm. But when you say child protection, that means you are actually preventing or you are responding to the harm, whether the child has suffered or is likely going to suffer from that harm. So it could be neglect, it could be sexual violence, it could be emotional, it could be all type of abuse or exploitation, or the child has gone through or is about to go through.
Or not even go to school.
So all of those things. So you are protecting that child from further harm or significant harm or likely going to suffer harm.
Thank you so much. So let's quickly go for the implications of people not having that safeguarding in their premises.
Okay, it's very important for us to know that this safeguarding policy is very key, and if you do not have it, it's very clear that you could also allow children to be abused in your facility. Because if you are working with children and you do not know what the law says concerning their protection, we have the Child Right Law of Lagos State from 2007 to 2015 reviewed and currently undergoing review. That child right law tells us what is expected when it comes to working with children. Everything that we have to do with children from their birth till they grow to the age of 18, which is by law, says that a child is from 0 to 18 years. So if you do not understand what the policy or the law says concerning children, it's very, very not going to be good for you. For instance, in a school that a child is taken to school by his parent or a parent, and the child gets to school, and the school is supposed to have the overall, you're taking over from the parents to ensure their safety. And if the child is in the school and the parents is not called or anything happened to that child in the school premises, we should ask the school what went wrong. They should take ownership because they're supposed to safeguard and protect that child from any harm, whether it's going to be physical harm, any form of harm.
Is that why Lagos State government comes very hard on schools that don't keep this policy?
Definitely, because as long as the child is in your school, you have to protect them from any form of harm or violence, abuse. You don't even, if you flog a child and beat them super, it is totally wrong, because the policy, all of this is have clearly defined that you should not even raise up your hand to eat a child.
So like a lot of families, a lot of parents, do they even ask for this? No, do they ask schools whether they have this policy in place? We have PTA, all kind of meetings going on.
Some parents are now aware, because a lot of sensitization is going on, and parents are becoming more aware, and they are demanding directly from the school that's what's going on. And for instance, you running, you want to have what they call it, inter-house sports, and the parents are finding out that there is no ambulance, there's no ambulance. They will talk.
And
Parents
the
are
is not
speaking
safe.
now. Parents are actually speaking now. They are demanding what is supposed to be in place in every school. And that is very important. And that's why this policy implementation is very key. And from this policy, let me quickly read this. I said the Ministry of Youth and Social Development, in partnership with the Lagos State Domestic Violence Agency, will meet its commitment to safeguard and protect children through the following. Ensure coordinated policy implementation. This policy implementation, they have to coordinate it. Conduct quarterly child protection audits and spot checks to monitor child protection systems. We have child protection systems. Let's not even go into that, because we have different institutions attending to one thing or the other for children, for their welfare in the state. We have the system in place. Monitor internal and external compliance. The compliance you're talking about, they are supposed to monitor it. To check and balances all the schools, even crèches, orphanages, every institution that has children in their custody, they are supposed to ensure that they do internal and external compliance of this policy and provide training, even for the teachers, for the non-staff. And that's what we have been doing. Many teachers, even the government school, they can't tell me they've not been trained. They have been trained on child protection, especially the government schools. For private schools, we're also getting involved. They are getting to be aware that there's a policy, and they are doing the needful. But we need to do more. We need to do more advocacy. We need to do more sensitization to ensure that every school is reached in Lagos State. And there will be no excuse. And any school that is found wanting, thank God for the quality assurance, Ministry of Education, they are doing their job. And we need to ensure that every school, they've 100% fully comply to everything that is needed for them to.
Thank you so much, guys. The line is still open: 080-99-120-777 or 0915-387-7127. Because the essence of this program is to bring to you up with speed what Lagos State government is actually doing that I do not know in several areas when it comes to security and safety. And that's why I said, now when we look at the safety of our children in schools or in open place or wherever children gathered, it matters a lot. Some people just think you can just put children together and do whatever you like. No. That's why when something happens, you go to court of law, somehow you are looking at, hey, what have I done? Because you are thinking that there's no policy in place for all these things. They are. So, because of time, our time is very short for this on this show. I want to quickly ask you, tell us about your organization, which is CPN, that Child Protection Network, that put children together and all of this. So
CPN is an initiative of UNICEF, and we are in across the 36 states of the Federation, including FCT. But in Lagos State, we're in the 20 local government areas of Lagos State, and we work closely with every state and non-state actors. I mean, we work with everyone in the state. So if you're around any of the local governments, or you sense anything, or you suspect that something is happening, that a child is being abused or likely to be abused or at risk. So you should report. And that's why this policy is also key again. He said you are a mandated reporter. Every one of us in Lagos State, we are a mandated reporter.
So if something happens, you cannot keep quiet. Because if you keep quiet, you might be liable.
You'll be an accomplice, and because you are aware and you decide not to keep quiet, you have not done well. So that's why even the children, they're now being given information of where to call, who to call, what to do. When they themselves are abused, the children are already aware. And that's why you, as an adult in their lives, you can't say you don't know.
Do you have numbers to give us right now, please? Okay.
You can call,
so that when anybody sees anything around any local government, it can call any of the child protectors to able to respond.
Yes.
Okay.
You can call our number 080-658414 38.
Okay.
And you can also call the 112. We work with the Lagos State government a lot. We work with the Ministry of Youth and Social Development.
I think the easiest one to call 767.
112 and 767. You can also call the DSVA line. 08000. That's 08000 333. You can call that line because we work closely with the state actors. So once a case happens and we are the closest to that place, we also work with them and we give them information. So since we are in all the 20 local governments in Lagos State, it's there to navigate.
I think it would be good on this show now to tell our listeners, listen to us, that this is not just only about government, that we all have a collective responsibility. Yes. That if you see a child being abused or something going wrong in your community,
please speak out.
Speak out. That is very important.
And you can be anonymous. You don't need to mention your name. Yes, you can be anonymous.
Okay. That's a very good one. Producer, do you still have sometimes? Okay, guys, please, in case you want to be, I know you might be driving, or you are somewhere you cannot call, but just make sure you are safe to make the call. 080-9912-0777. 0915-3877127. If there's any question you want to ask, or if there's anything, because today there are no excuse for ignorance anymore.
There is no,
you can't say you've not heard it. You can't say I don't know about it.
Even your children, they sing several songs of protection, of child protection and abuse. They know all those things because we've cascaded it down to them for them to be aware as children themselves. So these children are people that are speaking up. They're speaking up. If you touch my private part, I will tell. If you touch my private part, I will tell. I will tell it to my mommy. I will tell it to my daddy. If you touch my private part, I will tell. And they also know where and where not to touch. Now they even say, don't even touch me at all. Don't even touch me. It belongs to me. They are all private to me. And all of those things they know. And it's very important for us as stakeholders, as parents, as neighbors, as community leaders to come together to join force with the Lagos State government. Because they can't do it all. If the NGOs are coming together, we need everyone on board, including the law enforcement agency. And that's a plea, because most of our cases, the law enforcement agency, they have a lot to play when it comes to prosecution. They have a lot to play.
But why do you think Lagos State government is very, very, is playing so major role in this?
We're actually taking the lead in the states. In all the states of the federation, we're taking the lead. But we have so many policies, we have the laws and all of those things. But the implementation, we need everyone to come on. But like I said, it's a collective responsibility. If we all come on board, then all the work the Lagos State government is doing, we'll be able to, it's going to be very open and everybody will see that we are doing a lot. But when some people are still trying to cover up and do some other things, shady things, it's also not showing well that we are doing so much.
Aderonke, Oyelakin, thank you so much. I'm going to come back to you as I round this program up. Guys, I need to quickly say this, that crossing the highway around any highway in Lagos State right now is an offense. You should know that. K2 Ojota, Onipa, and Pangrove, if you must cross, you must use pedestrian bridge. Please, it's very, very important. The Ministry of Environment have said it, and arrest is going on right now. We have personally gone out to see, and people are beginning to comply. But what I'll keep saying is that, guys, there need to be safety conscious in Lagos. Let's apply self-compliance. We don't need to be forced or be arrested before we do that. It's very, very important, guys. Please, it's for your own safety. So for you to see a government that is begging you, forcing you to appreciate safety and security, you know that it cares a lot. Just this week that passed, 4 persons was arrested after police in Lagos State busted a facility at Agege area of the state where fake alcoholic drinks were being produced. This show, we say you see something, you say something, because these criminals, they live among us. If you see that something is going wrong in your community, guys, speak up. And that's why, like my guest just said, you can call without calling your name. 767 and 112. You see, there's something in security that we say that something that happened far away, if it's not checked, it can come and meet you at your home. In fact, inside your bedroom. That's how bad insecurity can be. So, this message was given by the spokesperson of the command, SP Benjamin Hodeni, who disclosed it on his X page. And I need to say this again and again. Just in Lagos, there's a fake kidnap that happened. A lady's child from Akure came to Lagos with a friend. Fake kidnap attempt. got makeup artists to make them look like they were kidnapped and blood and everything tied inside the room, and Lagos command was called. They saw into the action only to find out that when they got to that place, those two girls were having fun and the video was actually made up. Guys, listen, Nigeria, and we are fighting insecurity. You left your parents in Akure to Lagos and you said, no, you are kidnapped and they should pay 5 million. We need to begin to understand that implication of everything we do in Lagos State. Guys, we are center of excellence. So I'm going to tell you that wherever you are, be careful, be proactive, be conscious of what you do. And that are some of the things I'm going to tell you. And to let you know that Lagos is doing so well, Delta State Security Trust Fund, they came to Lagos for training to see what we're doing good in Lagos. Don't forget that last week, Saturday, I hosted Lagos State Security Trust Fund, and they gave us some of the things they are doing. So Delta State, they came for training to see the activities of the fund in Lagos. It shows that, listen, Yoruba will say, we need to enjoy the fact that we sleep with our eyes closed, and this is because Lagos State government is working. States are coming to Lagos to learn what we're doing, and we're here trying to do our own thing. No, we can't continue like that. We all hands must be on deck. This is our home. Like I keep saying, we must take ownership of security and safety in Lagos and make sure that we support Lagos State government with the little resources they have to make sure that everything is done. Let me call Auntie, okay? Child safety, call Auntie, So, okay, let's round up right now on child safeguarding. So, what's your last take to our listeners out there?
My last take to you all and to every one of us is that it's a collective responsibility. Do your part, let's do our part, the government will do their part, and we all come together to ensure that our children, they are safe everywhere they go, whether they're in school, they're in washing centers, or they're on the street. Our children should be safe from any form of abuse, harm, or violence. That is what we want, and we can actually achieve that. Like I said, it's a collective responsibility.
Thank you so much, Mr. Oyelakin. Thank you so much, Child Protection Network State Coordinator. I want to say thank you for coming, and thanks for being here with me today, despite your busy schedule. I want to say thank you to my producer, Rere. Thank you so much, and to my executive producer, Mr. Takanle. I want to say thank you, sir. To every one of you who couldn't get across, I hope you listen. And in case there's anything you want to ask in respect of child protection, that number again, please. Child safeguarding number in case you see anything.
Okay, I called 080 00 333 That's 08000 333. And we also have the 080 65841438.
And to us, if they cannot remember, 767 112. Okay, that's where I'm going to stop today. Don't forget, SECURITY247 on Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM is brought to you, courtesy Lagos State Government. I want to say thank you to every one of you out there. Next, we're going to continue on this issue of child security. I'm going to be looking at stranger danger. What we need to teach our children around strangers right now. It is very, very important because of what is going on. Once again, my name is Richard Amuwa. You can follow me on all my social media handle. Richard Amuwa is my name, and SECURITY247 on radio and television, on social media. Anyway, if you want to follow me on YouTube, it is King Richard Talks. So, guys, you can also follow Traffic Radio on Facebook, Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, and our YouTube handle. Our YouTube is Traffic Radio 961. That's all we're going to take for today. Do remember, security and safety is a collective responsibility. You do your part, I do my part. Enjoy your weekend. We love you.